So there's a post that came out that you might be seeing making the rounds and multiple people making videos on, and it's the new competitive gameplay blog post from Riot Codebear. Challenges are launching in 12.19. So we're on 12.5 right now. That's the patch that went live. Next patch will be 12.6. Will be pushed out a little bit because Riot's taking a little bit of a break. But the thing that's getting people talking is in this post, it mentions the possible removal of DuoQ and making SoloQ a solo-only kind of a ranked system. Now, with that being said, we're going to scroll down here and the competitive state of spring 2022. Here's an article. We're going to read through it and probably react a little bit as we go through it as well and talk about those DuoQ parts, because it does mention DuoQ and possible things they're looking at, but it might not be all that it seems to be. So with that being said, the state of competitive spring 2022, a look at the state of competitive today and thoughts on its future. With the 2022 season of both Ranked and Clash underway, I'm sorry, I forgot Clash existed. I feel bad, I'm one of those people. We want to take some time to talk about the state of competitive play as we see it today. The goals. As with every season, we like to continue to review our goals and evaluate how we're tracking towards them. Specifically for competitive play, we're heavily focused on competitive integrity. Players have an even playing field in their competitive matches. Sure, even though there was that post that came out where the way like the MMR system works and stuff is you will win 40% of your games, you will lose 40% of your games, and the other 20% will be up in the air. So that's already, I feel like that could be its own video. I feel like competitive integrity might be a little bit in jeopardy just that's off the jump, right? Just off the cuff immediately. You're gonna lose 40%. Why am I dumping my time into something that I'm gonna lose 40%? Because it might be 60% win? Progression opportunities. Players have meaningful goals to reach for. Do you, in a world where you're going to lose 40% of your games? See, this is why I probably shouldn't be really opinionated. And you're watching this video still asking, why am I watching this video? And to which I say, I'm sorry. But I'll try and get to the DuoQ part that you clicked on for. But this is like setting up for it, basically. It's like context. Team or organized play. Players are aware of and can participate in opportunities to play with others of similar intent and skill. I'm not sure about this one. I know they want to try and keep people similar together, and I think I haven't really seen too many complaints about that lately. I know in Wild Rift, though, however, apparently that's a bit more wild. Emeralds are playing with like diamonds and challengers and stuff, and so it's crazy over there. I will give Riot credit, and this one I have not seen as many complaints this year about stuff like that, though. So there you go. Keep that as you will, as you want to. We evaluate these goals by reviewing player sentiment and other metrics such as match availability, time to queue, quality, are matches competitive and fair, and whether or not matches are compelling to participate in, are they satisfying, do they deliver on player intent, do they offer a sense of progression. Ultimately, we want to bring everyone a competitive game filled with opportunities that match their individual intent and expectations. And if I'm reading too fast, ask for clarity in the comment section. Again, I want to kind of get to the DuoQ part, but this kind of sets it all up, so we kind of need to cover this a little bit too. To do this, we try to create experiences in the form of different game modes and mechanics that match your play and intent expectations. For example, Solo DuoQ is all about creating a competitive environment to prove your mastery of League at an individual level, where Clash is there to test your mettle as a team. Both experiences have their strengths and weaknesses, but are generally going in a direction we've been targeting. Let's dig in. So here we go. We finally get to, you've done the appetizer part. Now let's get on to the main meal. What's happening now? We have some clear issues with our overall matchmaking and queue health that we want to address on in the early season. These include the following updates. Revival MMR. We found that our current systems aren't as accurate as we hoped in maintaining the expected MMR of players that have taken a break from the game, be it a few weeks or a year plus. As such, we're implementing a more dynamic approach to Revival MMR and MMR decay across all queues that should provide those players with a fair matches and their first 5 to 10 games back as soon as they discover their muscle memory and game knowledge. I will be one of those players. Last year with finals and stuff, I just really did not play really any league, at least ranked at all. So if I jump back in, I'm probably going to be like Iron. Maybe I'll even make a series out of it if you guys want to see that, but it's going to be bad. We're definitely not where we were like 6 years ago. But okay, that's kind of nice. Boosting evaluation. We've addressed some boosting issues late last year, but we're still not happy with the current state of the game here. Looked at ranked flex queue in particular. We saw issues with low MMR and high MMR combined premates that abused MMR discrepancies and account sharing to rapidly boost accounts to where they didn't belong. We addressed this in the short term by restricting the top tier players to only playing with other accounts of similar ranked. We acknowledge there's a lot more we should do here, and we plan on working directly with anti-cheat team to identify solutions that will hopefully improve the integrity of ranked flex queue. Now I'm going to be honest. I have some friends that have recently gotten into League of Legends because of Arcane, no joke. But we have not touched any of the ranked queues, and so I don't really know anything about ranked flex, because when I did play ranked, I played solo queue, so I have no idea on any of this. This is up to you guys to, I guess, your own opinion in the comments as well. I don't know about this one, to be honest. I don't really play ranked flex, ever. This might be the first year if said friends actually get to ranked level and want to play ranked, but we'll see. Challenges at launch. We're getting close to the launch of challenges. It's been a complex project, just like apparently speaking is complex for me, okay, with its own unique challenges. Pun definitely intended, but we're happy with how expansive we've been able to make it and are excited to roll out to all players globally. We're currently planning for challenges to go live in patch 12.9. That said, the launch of challenges is still just the beginning. We plan to continue to invest in leveling up challenges so it lives up to our vision as a robust, progress experience for all League players. Ain't that nice? So here we go. Now we're starting to get into ranked queue, health, and the pre-made problem. With a high level viewpoint, solo DuoQ is currently one of the healthiest states we've ever seen. Autofill is at its lowest ever global rate, hovering between 0.5 and 3% of players. Oh wait, really? Okay. Queue times are at a 2-year low in many large regions and hovering firm in our small regions. Lastly, MMR accuracy is strong, where 99% of players are playing with those within the maximum of 2 divisions of their rank, with a steady win prediction accuracy to back it up. But again, you're going to lose 40% of your games. That said, we do see issues with solo DuoQ that consistently point to our accommodation of pre-made duos. This directly adds quality and population volatility into the matchmaking mix. It causes games with duos of imbalanced MMR to impact our autofill secondary roll rate, sometimes doubles the chances, and queue times 10-second increase for players per game on average, and most importantly, game quality metrics, upwards of 10% win rate spread in both directions. Okay. On the flip side, we've started to see a significant decline in the health of ranked flex queue, where queue time, 7 minutes on average for 3-person parties, and match quality, 2 to 4 division discrepancies between teams, have diverged significantly. The ironic thing here is that the total population ranked flex remains healthy, but the pre-made distribution and makeup of that population has shifted to the point where it's difficult to make matches at a quality bar we'd like. The root cause of this is the high number of 3-person parties that want to play together with not enough 1s and 2s to fill them out. These SoloQ duo players can just opt to play a different game mode. This can cause those matchmaking envelopes to expand to a point where queue times and quality expectations cannot reconcile. Additionally, the difficulties making quality matches of our own most popular pre-made size amplifies the impact of disruptive actors and the queue like boosters who queue as duos with their boostee, and account sellers who queue as solo, such as the queue itself overall becomes unhealthy, especially at the top level. To put it simply, that would be nice, our inability to match pre-mades in a compatible way is a detriment to the system that does not have a path to get back on being healthy without significant change. So here we're going to the DuoQ parts, if you're hanging with me still. In the past, when we saw this, we attempted to resolve these issues by merging both queues together dynamically. You remember dynamic queue back in like 2016? I think we even have a video on dynamic queue because we were doing YouTube back then. At this point, we've been doing it a long time. Dynamic queue, that was a thing. With learnings from dynamic queue, which we won't be revisiting, and a deeper understanding of player intent, we know that it's not going to work. So what do? This is what they're investigating, and this is what's been the big talking point for a lot of people right now. Solo only mode. In order to match player intent and provide the healthiest competitive individual queue possible, we're reevaluating our take on solo duo and exploring a world where solo players play in solo queue and pre-mades play in ranked flex or organized 5 modes. Meaning if you try to duo queue, you have to go to ranked flex is basically what it's saying on paper. There's obviously more to digest here, but if we just look at just that statement, that's the statement that people have been taking out and being like, oh, duo queue's dead, it's gone, it's no more. You can't duo with people in solo queue anymore, even though that's the preferred way to play bot lane sometimes, of course, to be with a duo partner, because bot lane does require some, synergy, and if you're playing with strangers, sometimes that's the skill for some people, is being able to pair with a random support or pair with a random AD carry and still make it work because it's your own individual skill, right? Like that's the talking point for some people, is that's the whole point though, is it's your individual skill. Your individual skill to adapt in the laning phase with a dual partner that's not your partner. And then, same way with team fighting, you don't know all the 5 people when you're team fighting, but sometimes you make it work. There you go. But of course the counter argument is, yeah, but bottom lane always felt different because you do have to work with that person for the entire lane phase versus a top laner who works with the jungler only when they're really kind of ganking, perhaps. That's a, talking point for you guys in the comments section. Not really for me. But with that being said, On paper, the system health and quality indicators look real good. For example, in a solo-only queue, we would expect an even further decrease in autofill and secondary rates. I don't know about that one, because I think the big problem is how exciting do you make support? I know things like Pyke, Senna, Renata Glass now have made support a lot more fun of a role because there's fun champions in that role. So I think that probably, if anything, adds more to why autofill would be decreased, for example. Not so much that it's because everybody's solo only. But that's my own opinion. That's my own take. Not really relevant. Here we go. Queue times could decrease by up to 5% for 99.9% of players. Where's that other 1%? Every time I brought a test home and I got like a 99% on it, it's okay, why'd you lose that 1%? Where is it? Win rate advantages due to team disparities, my bad, I butchered that word, would vanish completely. Would it though? The 40%, you will lose 40%. Sorry. Boosting would be eradicated. We would expect between team and within team MMR for 99% of players to be within one division's rank of each other during peak hours. Don't know where that accent came from. Sorry about that. Sometimes I fumble words and my mind's like, okay, we can recover this by we turn on an accent of some sort. And then there we go. I don't even know what that was though. It was just a bumbling mess. In addition, we would like to see the following for our ranked queue flex: an increase in queue population, drastic improvements to match quality, significant decrease in queue times for parties of 3, increase in overall match quality and competitiveness, increased opportunity for group organized play. Okay, so let's break this down real quick before we move on though. So on paper, this is what they think would happen with a solo only queue, right? We expect a further decrease in autofill and secondary rates. We went over that. Queue times would decrease up to 5% for 99% of players, which sounds good, but didn't we just come up here and it's like it's already kind of down across the board? So is this really an advantage for like you watching and listening if queue times are already kind of low? Do you really need it down by another 5%? Maybe, because that's one of the things about league sometimes that slows people up is just it takes so long to get in the game between queuing up, picking champions, loading screens, versus other games we kind of just jump into a game really quick. Maybe that 5% like does matter. So does it? Win rate advantages due to team disparities would vanish completely. I just don't know if that one's true. But again, this is me just being jaded as a long time, like 8+ year now league player. I could be absolutely wrong about this, and this could be like it actually like solves the problem. It's finally solved, and it's great. Season 12 is the year that things are finally solved when it comes to competitive integrity. Boosting would be eradicated. But again, we went over earlier, what stops people from just, playing an account and then selling that account to someone or back to someone? I know they've cracked down on account sharing, and they mentioned that earlier too. But if I just went and like played an account to Diamond and then just sold that account and just told them about, make sure you keep Flash on F like I did and blah, blah, blah. They did say they're going to connect with their anti-cheat team. I just want to be critical to make sure that if they're watching this video for some reason, they also understand like, okay, so what's the response though? If I'm counterpointing with this, what's your counter to the counterpoint? And make sure, you have that there. So that way things can't happen. Things can't happen then, right? You got it covered. And we would expect between team and within MMR for 99% players to be one division's rank with each other. That would be kind of nice. That's the dream probably. You don't want to be bronze and playing against like a gold something. You don't want to be gold and playing against a plat or a diamond something. You want to probably be within, if you're gold 4, you probably want to be playing with like gold 3, gold 2, maybe silver 1, within that range. Not like, oh my goodness, my support is bronze and my enemy top lane is diamond. What's going on? That doesn't seem to be too much of a problem already. And if they want to tighten that even more, that probably would help people, even at that 40% thing that I'm joking about. Okay. In addition, we'd like to see the following for our ranked flex queue: an increase in queue population. Well, I don't know about that. I'm a casual player at the heart, to be honest. So I just don't play a lot of ranked, to be completely honest, because I peaked like 6 years ago anyways. But also on top of that, it's just like, I don't know. There's nothing about ranked. Like, I'm not someone that values my value off of my rank anyways. I could care less. So it's just like whatever. Scooch actually has a lot of good videos about that too, as a matter of fact. Speaking of Scooch, he's probably making a video about this, as a matter of fact, too. You should probably go watch that one as well. But also just in general, it's just like, I feel like that's a different problem entirely, where it's like, what makes rank appealing to the casual player? Right now, the answer is nothing. We're fine just having ARAM as our match history forever. So, that's a different thing, but you know what? Good on you. Set the bar high and shoot for the stars, even if you're wearing concrete boots and you don't realize it. Let's see. Drastic improvements to match quality. This one seems like it would be achieved, though. I will give Riot credit. It seems like the things that they want to implement, if they do this, could work in ranked flex, because then all the duo people and stuff, like you're going against duos, and I guess the matchmaking system would be like duo matching with a duo, trio. And I guess that's how they're saying it would work. Significant decrease in queue times for parties of 3. I guess so again, because a lot of the duo people would have to be over in ranked flex now. So if you're in a party of 3, they'll be able to find a party of 2, and then you got your 5, and then there you go. Okay. An increase in overall quality and competitiveness. Skip. Increased opportunity for group organized play. That could be possible too, because again, if you're 3, if you're top mid jungle and you're paired with a duo, even though you two don't know each other, they might got synergy, you got synergy, and overall that helps crush the laning phase. And then when you go to team fight, it's just all good across the board. And I can see that one. I can see that one. I'll give Riot that one too. I'll give Riot some, I'm not trying to just completely bash Riot. That's not what this video is for. I'm just trying to be critical though, because there needs to be some critique. All that said, we absolutely want to be confident that our duo population, which is fairly significant in size, can still find a competitive environment before making any large changes to current systems. This means reinvesting in ranked flex queue integrity with our anti-cheat team. Okay, well, there you go. If I would have just kept reading, finding a natural way for SoloQ play to connect with ranked clash flex. We're approaching this topic seriously and with care, and provide an update further in the year if it's an area we can realistically move forward with. And that's the thing too. A lot of people are like running with a headline, DuoQ is dead. I might even make the title of this video something like that. I'm sorry, but that's like the talking point. But they are saying this is only on the table still. Not that they're gonna forcefully roll this out. It could be rolled back even if it turns out to not be all that good. So we'll see. Additional areas of focus, reevaluating our queue portfolio. We believe a healthy competitive system is more than just ranked modes. It also includes other game modes like normals and ARAM. This means that in order to keep the game healthy, it's also important to continue to revisit our game modes on a regular basis. Well, you could remove Snowball. I've hated that addition since 2017, to be honest. Remove Snowball from ARAM. If we kite a Malphite, he should be kited. If we kite a Kennen, he shouldn't. Oh, no, I'll take it back. I'll take it back. I realize I'm bitter still a little bit, but I'll meet you halfway for you ARAM lovers that love Snowball as well as Riot. I don't actually want you to remove Snowball. That's not what I meant. I just realized I don't want it to be able to hit a minion wave. If we all kite the Kennen and he can just throw the Snowball on the minion wave behind us and then still just be in the middle of us and electrocute us, it feels bad. Because we did the right thing by kiting the Kennen and getting away from the Kennen's ambush, but he could just use our own minions to just kind of get to us with his ultimate anyways. Do that. Please, for the love of God, do that. Take Snowball's ability, do not be able to hit minions. Just make it champion only. If that Kennen hits one of us, and he gets to us and does it, okay, we should have dodged. We should have dodged the Snowball. I get it. But the minion wave thing, that's got to go. Malphite and Kennen and all them, being able to do that, that sucks. It feels bad. There you go. There, you can have that one for free, right? Don't remove it. Don't remove it. I get it. I guess it's good or something. I don't know. But, not to the minion waves. That's whack. That's whack, and it's gotta go. We ask ourselves, what do changes that make our non-ranked queues as healthy as possible look like? Opportunities. What does blind pick look like if we guarantee you can get the champion you want to play and not have to fight for it in champ select? Team builder, the thing that died in like 2016. How do we? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you're watching this video like, man, this old, outdated league player yells at clouds. I'm sorry. How do the compelling and strategic aspects of Clash expand to something that's readily available and accessible for all players, yet still engaging for those who like to play with pre-made 5s teams? Interesting. How can we better connect esports with the general public's play aspirations? How can efforts like Champion Q be integrated into the core of the game for larger player bases in the future? I don't know, because I don't know if there's a lot of people that watch both of them, right? Like, there's plenty of people. At one point, League was played by 100 million people per month. Not all 100 million people are watching, like, LCS, LCK. Even Worlds isn't pulling in 100 million people, like, every minute of the viewership after all. Like, overall, the course of all of October, yeah, it gets up there, but like, I don't know if you have to worry about that, because some people just aren't going to be into it. They're not invested in the players, they're not invested in the commentary and stuff like that. It's fine. So maybe don't beat yourself too much, basically, right, if you can't figure out that one specifically. I think that there's just some people that they just don't care. Other people that have used to like League fell out of love with League but do watch pro play, and so they're the opposite, like, it happens. Further expanding progression. With the launch of challenges coming soon, we're hoping to take stock of the health of our overall system's progressions. The intent here is to evaluate the impact of how a broader progression system affects the health of the game. Our expectation is that players who feel like they might have meaningful progress options outside of ranks won't be forced to take part in competitive queues when they otherwise don't want to. If we find that play patterns for players include more variety for the majority of players, then we can start to focus on more perfecting exciting new features for specific subsets of players that creates a stronger and more unified set of game systems long term. What you might expect to see are progression options that span into rotating game modes, exciting annual events, and potentially even other core games like Teamfight Tactics. We're excited to take a deeper look into our League systems and queues to provide the healthiest long-term version of League that is both competitive and engaging. As always, see you on the Rift. You know what? That's a pretty decent article. We kind of broke down the stuff as we went through, so we don't have too many closing thoughts. But I guess what I will say is, as someone who played ranked, and honestly, I'm in two camps because a lot of my ranked play was solo queue, and I mean like I played solo. You know, finding a good support feels good sometimes when you're playing with a random support and they just know how to play well with your champion. And I'm not saying this because I'm like, oh, all supports that I play with are the reason I lose my lane. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Probably at least 60 to 7% of all the laning phases I lost were my fault, not the support's fault. But the point is, because we didn't have that synergy, that ended up being part of the problem sometimes. Like sometimes my support wouldn't flame me because we both realized we're just not on the same page. And if we were, it'd be fine. And even though we lost lane phase, like I said, 60 to 70% might have been my fault. Doesn't mean we lost 60 to 70% of games, because sometimes we'd be able to regroup and actually build synergy and like start chalking in chat and be like, okay, when you do this, I'll do this. We'll both start playing more aggro. We'll look for opportunities. When you do this, I'll be using the flame choppers on Jinx or something, right? Like, sometimes that, is kind of magical when you do that with a random person, and it ends up being kind of nice, and you come back and you win from 3 inhibs down on a pentakill on Jinx. And this is like not Jinx right now where everyone actually thinks Jinx is broken. We're talking like Jinx back in like what, 2017, 2016, where she might have still been broken, who knows. But the point is like that stuff is fun to do, admittedly. But I also did play with a duo partner for a couple years too, Ikusaba, and some of the really old montage videos that I used to put up when I used to do more montage and fun stuff. Yeah, that was a duo partner. We duo, and they played Draven. I'd play support in that specific instance, so that way we wouldn't have to deal with long queues. I'm like, I'll just play Thresh. He exists. Thresh is good. You like playing Draven? Cool. Let's just go kill people in the laning phase of League of Legends. Let me say that out loud in case YouTube picks that part up and is like, hold on, that doesn't seem good. I'm talking about a video game YouTube. Anyways, though, at the same point, though, so I'm in both camps where I'm like, if DuoQ stays, I can see that as being somewhat cool. Like, even with the group of people I play now, even though those videos come out on the other channel, like Gammo, for example, is a support player. I sometimes am a support player for someone else, because like Lot likes to play Jinx, and so we can't both play Jinx. There's not 2 Jinxes. So like there's a situation where duoing can be pretty fun, but soloing can also be fun for some of the things we talked about in terms of like, oh, individual skills. Sometimes it's a skill to be able to play with someone random and mesh with them before the lane phase even ends. But I'm going to leave that up to you in the comment section, because I feel like it also differs for different people. My word's not law. I'm not like the ranked god, and so it shouldn't matter what I say, honestly speaking. But in the comment section, comment down below with what you think about the removal possibly of DuoQ to bring up the integrity of ranked overall, which is what they're actually saying here. But that's all from this video from me. So thank you so much for watching this video. Again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know which video will be next, because I have a lot of kinks. So until next time, take care. ggGetJinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly. Bye-bye.